What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Man Cave. Last week, we had an epic episode featuring the women of the urban social scientists, as well as Lala joined us from the Breakdown Show. What you guys don't know was that show didn't end. We actually kept going. After Kyle finally stepped into the building after handling some personal business, he took over the show. And when I tell you people, it went completely to the left that I had to split up the shows to two shows because it was just so much to fit in one. So we're going to go ahead and check out part 2 of the episode of the Man Cave, the Kyle edition.
That's what we're doing, Tone Deaf. See, here at Tone Deaf Network, we create opportunities for everyone. You know, that's what we do. We take something and multiply it by 4.
Yeah, we're going to put you to work here. So that's basically what he said. No, but
nice way, though.
But in real talk, Renee, what about you? Because you're an avid member of the Blurred community, and so is your husband.
Yeah.
How, being the fact that a lot of Blurs are very introvertical, we don't really like to go out too often. So we don't like to share our innermost feelings without hiding behind some form of a comic book reference. So how did you get over some of your trust issues to be able to say, you know what, I want to be with this man?
Well, when I first met him, I was doing homework in the empty business college of the university that we went to, and I thought he was, hitting on my friend, but then he was like, "No, I like you," and I was like, "Oh, really?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh," and I was like, "All right then." So we just started hanging out, doing homework and, going on walks and stuff. And, we both love comic books, and that's how that took off.
That's usually how it always takes off. So you didn't have any kind of trust issues or anything coming into the relationship that you were worried about?
Initially, no, because, we became best friends really fast, and we learned everything about each other. Mm. And I like very obscure anime, and he does too. So when he caught a reference to that I made to Wolf's Rain, I was like, I have to marry this man.
Wow.
CKT.
Wow.
So the love of anime can bring people together. So yeah.
Can I say something?
Go right ahead, Lala.
Yeah. So I think that the difference in having insecurities in just, dating versus in a marriage is that it's in a marriage you have more time to work on it.
Correct.
Meaning this is supposed to be like your forever thing, and you have time to work it out and figure it out, and it should be much more of a safe place to deal with those issues, and for you to be able to really be able to trust that person, open up to that person. So I think it's different when you are married and you're dealing with those trust issues and those insecurities and things versus dating.
True,
right.
Because if you said I do, like Kyle said, it's not easy to get out. That's one of the things about marriage compared to dating, which is also what I've come to my conclusion of why a lot of people are scared to get married this day and age. Because their trust issues that they have not gotten over won't allow them to say that I do. They will actually make more excuses to how we can coexist with each other without the title than they will say, you know what, let's just do this. No, when it comes to relationships, dating versus the marriage phase, it is different. You can't run away from it because, one, it's going to cost you too much to run away from it. So you can't let little petty things stop you from being involved. You actually have to work through it. Whereas in the way people date this day and age, the minute one thing is not the way I like it, people end it. You know, people don't court the way they used to court anymore for the same reason. I have a young lady who hit me up this morning who needed some advice in regards to a particular guy that she's talking to right now. And the thing about it was the guy found it offensive and disrespected that she was going on dates with different people. Now, they're not exclusive. They're not a couple. They're just in that first 2 to 3 date phase still. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and we all know the dating phase, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You can go on a date right after you got off of a date if you want to.
I've done it. I've done it.
Me too.
Because you're dating. That's what dating. I think people have that.
Exactly.
Like, people have that so confused. Like, there's so many like levels to that, and there's
Right.
So, because of this, he really just felt so disrespected. And she was, of course, confused in regards to it. But her whole thing was the situation with him was she couldn't understand that he has an old school thinking. He doesn't date for marriage purposes. I mean, he doesn't date to be dating. He dates because my end goal is for us to be together. And that's not common this day and age. So if she
however,
had,
that's his fault. Because
his
he
fault.
should have made it known, like, from jump, like, listen,
That's right.
I'm, you know, like, I like you, you know, and I just want you to know I'm not dating anybody else, so I don't really expect you to date anybody else. Like, I would really like for us to give it, you know, let's say, you know, 6 dates, see how things go, and then at that point, it's like we're not feeling each other, you know, like, that's something that he should have made clear, and she would not have been confused about it.
Well, in his defense, though, this is the same girl that I introduced earlier who had been in the same relationship for 13 years. So she's brand new back on the dating scene. And ironically, because she's been in a relationship with the same person for so long, this was also her thought process too. She doesn't believe in dating multiple people at one time. She wanted to go out on all these different dates after the relationship was officially done because she needed to find herself again, is what she said. This was her words. She didn't know what she liked anymore.
Absolutely.
She
needs to find what she likes. Absolutely.
Right.
Okay.
And that's why. Right. And that's why she
right.
wanted to do the multiple dating things in regards to it. But she said something
there's still a conversation that they were missing.
It's still
a conversation that was made.
Right.
But she said something that was very interesting, which is why I went back to her in regard to our conversation, is she said he's accustomed to dating certain women, that he has trust issues about dating younger women, which is what made him want to pursue her. And I had to sit down and think about that. It's like, do trust issues change based on age when you're out dating?
I think so, because you're evolving and you're maturing.
Right.
See, because with him being an older gentleman, his trust issues were the girls he was dating with always want to go out, always want to have fun, always want to spend money, that he don't trust women anymore. That all they want him for is him for his money. Now, be that as it may, I also always thought that, bro, if you dating 24-year-old girls, what do you think that they're going to want?
Exactly.
Don't nobody want to be settled down at 24.
They want their phone bill paid, their nails done. That's no real money.
Yeah,
that's not real money. But that, again, that's what he attracts, or that's what he's attracted to. So that's not what women want. You know, that's not necessarily what all females want at that age. I don't think that.
No, everybody's different.
Or he could be a man, that lack confidence in himself, to why he's always going after young women. He probably feel, he probably feel like, he probably can't really handle a woman that either is on his level or above his level. He probably got insecurities or something within himself. Because it's something said about somebody that always go after somebody way younger than them. It's one thing, and this is my opinion, but and that goes for men and women. What I'm saying, it's one thing to just find yourself in a relationship with somebody that's younger than you. But if you always go after a woman that's younger than you, like, why is that?
Right.
Because it's easier. It's easier.
Right, and that's what I'm saying.
And the main thing is certain things that women of age or older women are not going to allow that these young women don't know about. They have no idea about. They let it go on because they want to be with somebody.
Exactly.
And y'all women can jump in and let me know I'm wrong, but when you're older and you've been through a lot, you know what you want. It's just certain things that you ain't going to let happen. But a younger woman, oh yeah, I can get away with that with a younger woman.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
that older woman... That's true.
Yeah.
It's certain things that older woman or more established woman, to not even put an age on it, just more established woman, she's gonna demand more from you, or look for more, or feel like you should be moving differently or that certain way. Because like you said, it's all about evolving. If you 30 something years old and you still moving like you 18, or you 40 something and you still moving like you 20, something's wrong. Something stopped your growth. You stop evolving at some point for some reason. And for real, women recognize that. No matter what age, women recognize that early. You know, so
and it's got a lot to do with maturity too, because somebody said earlier how women mature quicker than men. I think it's more about...
All the women said that.
I think it's more about the thought process of what you want. Because at a young age, women are thinking about marriage and this is how I want my marriage to be.
Not anymore.
Be thinking about that.
Not anymore, bro.
Nah, because marriage is on a decline. A lot of women are not trying to get married. Like, marriage is on a decline.
A lot of women are down with shacking up, dog.
I remember with my generation, now I might be a little older than everybody, but with my generation, shoot, that's what was going on.
A little older?
For real.
Bro, the simple fact
I ain't
that
that much
said,
older. Tom 40, so
you said my generation makes you sound older. Okay, bro. Like, even if you are close to me in age, bro, by you saying my generation makes you sound older, bro.
My generation.
Right. Like, bro, you don't need to say that, dog. Everybody in here was around in the 90s. That's we cool. That's the cutoff.
We good. Yeah, we good.
That's the cutoff.
We good.
Right.
I wasn't here for the 90s.
The lies you tell yourself, bro.
That's right.
Here we go.
Cut it out. Cut it out.
You was a Rugrat while watching the Rugrats. So
cut it out. Cut it out.
No, but
I don't see why people like to date younger people anyway. Like, I hate talking to young people.
Facts.
That's true.
Oh,
yeah.
Wait. Okay, ain't nobody noticed how old he sounded just then. He said he hates talking to younger people.
Because
they stupid, dog.
The conversation limited.
And I say this because maybe the people that I was kicking it with, like, my inner circle has always been 4 to 5. You know, they always been older than me. So the conversations were always a little more mature. So it was like when I was working at this job, it was like, even at 25 and I'm the oldest nigga in the room, I felt super old when you stuck around a bunch of 17 and 18-year-olds and 20-year-olds. And I'm only 20, and I'm only like 24, 25. I'm not even old yet. Like, I'm not even an OG yet. And I'm looking at, like, even... They put me on Snapchat. Like, they was like, you got a Snapchat? I'm like, what the fuck? What's Snapchat?
Oh, shit.
That's hilarious.
Fam, at 25, I'm still Facebooking and tweeting. I'm still Facebooking and tweeting. I'm like, I ain't using Instagram. They're like, no, dude, you gotta get a Snapchat. I'm like, what the fuck is Snapchat? Where it says, big homie, get on this? I'm like, I am old. At 25, I don't know what Snapchat is.
That's God. That's so true though.
I hate talking to young people. Like,
that's so true.
It is so frustrating when you talking to young people.
Yeah.
Try talking to a young person about politics. Oh my gosh.
Yo, that ain't even my area.
A whole nother show.
It
That's
is.
a whole. I'm telling you.
It's a whole nother show.
You ask them what's going on with anything in the world, they gonna be like,
Yes.
It's sad, but it's so true.
It's so sad.
The problem with young people is they get all their education offline. And I don't mean I don't mean like school and stuff like that. They don't experience nothing. They vicariously live through what everybody else is doing. So they only see the outcome. They only see the winning. They don't see the struggle. They don't see the losses. They don't see the hardship that goes along with learning how to get where we are. So everybody is expected to be great and grand and fantastic. And if you don't have this right here, I can't fuck with you. I'm like, how are you going to expect for someone to have a house, a car, their own place, no kids, and you don't have a car? You sleeping on your mama couch and you got 4 baby mamas.
Exactly.
Like, bro, you can't ask what someone bringing to the table when you don't even own the table.
Well, they want instant gratification, and they're not being taught anymore because their parents are trying to be their friends. Let's be honest. They don't have that old school. They don't believe in like tradition or convention. You know, their parents trying to be their homies, and they like raising themselves, or social media is raising themselves. So, you know, they get all their information from their friends who are also inexperienced. And they feel like, well, I have this education, I have more knowledge and experience, but I'm like, I got 13, 14 years of life experience, which trump all your experiences, and, you know, as far as with education-wise. So they feel like, I know technology, I'm smarter than you. Because, you know, if you're 35 plus, you're supposed to be dead. They're like, oh, you old. I know my nieces and nephews look at me like, oh, auntie, you old. I'm like, I'm 36 years old. Really? Like, that's young.
Exactly.
So, you know, it's interesting.
Right, it is.
This generation is fucked up.
Damn sure is.
That's summing up in a nutshell.
It's fucked up.
Like, and I say it because, like, we all pretty much around the same ages or within the same realm. So it's like we all kind of grew up like we had no internet. We went outside.
Word.
They don't go outside.
No, they FaceTime. They FaceTime.
And then it's like we all, like, most of us had parents that work second shift. So if your parent works second shift, when you get home from school, it's pretty much you. If you got a brother or sister, it's you and your thoughts.
That's right.
Or whatever it is.
That's right.
On devices till about 10, 11 o'clock. But we didn't do stupid shit. Like,
Hell no.
House, I'm finna watch TV. I'm finna play Nintendo and then chill till mom get home. Do not answer the door. Look at the call ID before you answer the phone. You do not recognize the number. Do not answer the phone. These niggas get left in the house alone and they die. I don't get it. You got left in the car for 5 minutes and now you dead. How is it possible? Like, you weren't smart enough to open the door, my guy.
And we had respect. We had respect for our parents' crib. If we did let friends over when mom and dad wasn't there, y'all had rules when y'all came in the house. Listen, hold on. First of all, no, do not use my mother good dishes. All right. Second of all, if you wash something,
nigga, you on the paper plates just so we don't get caught.
You know what I'm saying?
Just make sure you don't sit on the couch because it got that cover on it.
Exactly. She knows somebody been here. Motherfucker, you better take your sneakers off. Look, don't leave nothing in here. Like, you had rules.
Let's not forget the most obvious rule. If your mama ain't never met them, they ain't allowed in your house.
They can't come in. They can't come in, y'all. Because you gotta stay out the door.
Because me and Juan, if we grew up together, Juan most definitely can always be at my house. Even if I ain't supposed to have nobody in the house, if my mom walked in the crib and if Juan's on the couch, she'll yell at me saying, I thought I said you can't have no company. But because it's Juan don't count. See, folks don't do that this day and age. No. If somebody like 3 of your picture, that's your friend.
Right.
If a female was in the club the same night you was in the club and now y'all Facebook friend, that's my sis, that's my Sue, we cool.
Right.
You don't know this. Bitch, she fucking your man right now.
Yeah, that's true. Right, yeah.
Like, you don't know her from a hole in the wall.
And I feel like they didn't they don't have what we had when we was younger. Like, if all your friends come in the house, they know the rules. And
right.
I was that kind of friend that if I went to get you to come outside, they'd be like, Mom said I gotta wash these dishes. Oh, you gotta wash the dishes before we get out here? Cool, let me help you bust these subs.
Exactly.
Out here and go hit the block. If that's what you gotta clean your room before we can hit the street.
Let's get this shit done now. Let's get it done now.
Facts.
That's right.
Nigga, when the yard needs to be done, your boys is already over the crib. Like, hey man, come through tomorrow. I gotta hit this grass. Cool. You know we finna go hit downtown. All right, cool. I'll be there at 7.
They don't even want to do housework or yard work. What you talking about?
Hell no.
But that was the cool thing about growing up, dog. You experience shit, you learn shit, you knew how to do shit. Like, as much as you might have hate cutting grass, but you and your homie out there cutting grass, you checking all the chicks walking back and forth to the corner store. You cracking jokes, you talking about stuff, you living. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You living, you enjoying life. Now it's like, dog, if you ain't got the J's, you ain't got an iPhone, like you losing at 15. Like, dog.
Right. Word.
I want to kill myself because my mom won't get me the new iPhone, even though I just got the phone I got 2 months ago.
And
right.
No,
this is why I don't want to have kids, man. This is why I don't want to have kids.
Because most of them got the iPhone. They just don't have the latest one.
All right, got the latest.
That's what I be tripping about. I be like, man, you got an iPhone? You in high school?
Remember back in the day, it didn't matter if it was the latest shit as long as you had it. Like, if you had, it didn't matter if it was the latest Jordans. If you had Jordans, you was popping.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't matter if it was the latest. And there you go. It didn't matter if it was the latest. It didn't matter if it was, and that's what, it didn't matter if it was the latest pager. You got a pager.
Right.
Yeah, I was just happy to have pager.
Exactly.
But that was because Jordans only came out once a year towards close to the playoffs. So there wasn't 50 million different Jordans out here like there is now. So, like, you wake up the next day, like, hey, dog, there's a new color out here. Like, bro.
Yeah. Word. For real.
I just bought the red one. What you mean they coming out with blue?
Like, dog.
That's true.
Like, my girl want the pink Jordans. You walk into the store, there's 6 different pink Jordans.
Right.
And if you get the wrong pink, they outdated. I wanted the hot pink, not the light pink.
I wanted the futures. I want the fuchsias. You brung me the bubble gums. I ain't got nothing that go with this. I thought you said you loved me. That's why that, you know what? You go ahead and give that other bitch them bubble gums. Because I didn't say so.
So, you know what?
That's a whole fight. You so right.
Yeah, I'm gonna call Darnell. He'll get me the right one.
No, call who? You know what, Darnell? When you call him, he can come get all this shit. And yeah, I get. That's all right. I was fucking Pam anyway. I knew you was fucking that bitch. I knew that shit. That's like I'm saying. This is you can't trust these bitches out here.
Man.
You introduced me to Pam.
That's when a motherfucker be like, word, you was fucking Pam? Well, guess what? I was fucking her too.
That's all right.
Wait a minute. Yeah, right.
No, I already knew you was. They was like, I already knew you was fucking Pam. We was gonna surprise you for your birthday, but fuck that shit, boo boo. You fuck like.
Oh shit, that's true, man. That's crazy. This generation fucked up. You know, another thing about this generation that I really don't understand.
It's all about sex.
Not that. Yeah, honestly, it's always been about that. It's just that we was better at disguising it. I'm saying, come on now. We had better. You know what I'm saying? We went about it better. We ain't make it seem like it was all about it. We actually had respect. We treated them good. But it wasn't all.
Ironically, though, it wasn't all. It wasn't like okay.
It was okay. It wasn't all about it. We wanted it. You know what you right, Tone. It wasn't all about it. We wanted it, but it wasn't all about it. This generation, it's just all about
it.
You
right. See, with us growing up, we wanted sex, but we wanted it to be good sex. We didn't want to sit here. We didn't want to sit here and sleep with anybody and everybody. We wanted to make sure that the girl we talked to, like, okay, I'm digging. Don't take this the wrong way, Ashley. I'm gonna use you as an example. I wanted Ashley. I'm gonna court Ashley. I'm gonna talk to Ashley. I'm going to kick it with Ashley. I'm going to get to know Ashley. Yes, I want to fuck Ashley, but that's by this point in time, I want a relationship too. I want it to be meaningful. So when we do it, it's not saying like, dog, yeah, man, I just got done bagging the local hoe. Now, yes, on the side, we might have been smashing a neighborhood hoe to hold us down while we trying to get where we want to with Ashley. But at this point in time, once I'm with her, once it's happened, I don't want to deal with nobody else. I ain't got time for nobody else. It's done. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing with women. Women, they pussy was cherished. They didn't just give it to anybody.
Hell no.
You had a whole phase. It was called college. Okay? Right. We understand that. You go out here, you do your things. You might have went to a party with your friends. Your friends might have been hoes. That don't mean that you was a hoe. But that guy you really, really like happened to say the right things while you were drunk, so you slept with him. Most women regretted that shit for the next 3 years of their lives. I shouldn't have slept with him. Okay,
especially if it wound up not being good. It's like, fuck.
Yeah,
I use my whole past, and the shit wasn't even good.
Like, dog, they don't even talk. They don't even tell nobody they slept with such and such.
Hell no.
That's
like
true,
I slept with Deontay. You slept with who? It wasn't good, girl. That don't count.
Right.
That don't count. Right. That don't count.
Don't put that on your body list. Don't put that on your body list.
And you know, it's crazy.
I'm just saying.
But you know, ladies, that happened to us guys too. Like, it'd be a girl that, oh God, we wanted to smash, and oh my God, she was so good. She looked so good, and we get that opportunity, and it'd be sanitation.
It'd be like, what
It'd be straight trash. It'd be like,
I think it's worse when you see them, like, for me, you know, when you go to homecoming and you like see them years later, you're like, damn, I can't believe I hit old boy. Then I'm looking at my husband like, yo. Then he like, who? Why are you looking at that dude? It's like, damn. And see, my husband and I, we're open like that. Like, we had a thing, and he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, dude. Like, we had a thing, and it's like, damn. Then they looking at you like they still have like that type of chemistry. Like, we don't have. I'm still side-eyeing you. Like, I'm side-eyeing myself. Like, why'd I even hit old boy?
Exactly. No, I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. I seen a girl a couple of years back. And I gave that, you know, I had the opportunity with, and I thought she was so opportunity, and it was horrible. And then I seen her like a couple of years afterwards, and not to sound like that, but yo, she was fucked up. Like, she was all like, she done had about 4 kids now. She was all out of shape. She was just like all messed up in the game, and she still was trying to give me rhythm, and I'm looking at her like, nah.
See, you old because you called it rhythm.
Hey, call it what you want. I'm mature, bro. I'm mature.
Call it
I'm
rhythm.
mature. I'm a mature bull. I'm not a young bull. Mature bull.
But like the lady said, we've all had that one where we happy it happened because it was on our checklist, but now when we look back at it, we glad it didn't grow into something else.
That's a fact.
But there's also that factor that you have to throw in there. Had you guys tried to make it into something, maybe this person wouldn't have turned out the way they did. Because I look back at some of my my high school flings, and a lot of them do not look the same, and not always in the best. You know, right. And this is not me saying because, you know, they had the kids and the girls blew up or anything like that. Hell, some of them had kids and they came out way better. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
You want to have baby number 8? Let's do this.
Wait,
he said number 8.
Number 8.
Wait a minute.
God damn.
I'm gonna need you to use some condoms, man. Wow.
Who got 8 kids?
7.
That's all.
They got 7
That's
kids.
all Fresh heard was
God.
Oh my God.
Who got 7 kids?
Look,
it's a few people I went to high school with that got 7 kids. In their defense, 6 of them are with the same man.
I know 2 of them that got 6.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
seventh.
You said the kids are to the same man, or they are not?
6 of them got the same dad.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to say, if sis got 7 kids and like 6 baby dads, I don't know if that's something that you want to risk your life for.
Exactly.
I mean, her track record is long.
I don't know.
I have
See,
a friend,
to me,
and she got 8 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
how many?
She got
8.
She got 8. She has 8.
Damn.
She got a couple different.
That's 6 kids too many right there. To be.
She said 6 kids.
She got a couple different baby daddies. I think she got like 3 different baby daddies. So I give you 3. 3 is not that many, and they all seem to be cordial. But the killer part was, she said, "Wow, you know that I've always told you that I wanted to have 10 kids. I want a big family." I was like, "Yeah, you know, I wish you all the best of luck in the world with these 10 kids, because that's some shit to put on 10 big."
I mean, but that's a goal that you have to get married.
Yeah,
that's not the killer part. That's not the kicker. That's normal.
Okay.
She told me, Fresh, Juan, the youngest in the group, that she wanted me to be 9 and 10.
No.
I can't.
Shit.
No.
Oh shit.
Look here, bro.
Let me tell you something, Juan. Hold on. Fresh.
On the wall.
Fresh, let me tell you something.
Why?
The mere fact that she told you that, she planned that. She thought that out.
Yo.
Like that wasn't a random thought.
I know it's lie on the wall because I know Fresh mouth, and I know.
Oh my God!
With this,
it got real like quiet, and then she was like, "Hello." I was like, "Bitch, you tripping. I am never finna be a part of this circus you call a family." She trying to bring us to the family.
Yo, Fresh. All I'm gonna say, Fresh. All I'm gonna say to that brother is, don't ever be in the same space with her where you drunk out your mind or anything like that. Because, and the ladies could back me up on this. For her to tell you that wasn't a random thought. She actually thought about that and planned that. So if she get the opportunity around you and you wasted out your mind, it's going down. She gonna make it happen. Am I right, ladies?
Yeah, she gonna make it happen by any means.
Look, okay, so I have a question.
Damn, how can you afford 10 kids? You can't afford 10 kids.
And this
is where 2 kids.
No, this is where my question comes into play at. So
I bet her vagina fire too. Like, it's gotta be.
Okay. So here's my logic. Believe it or not, having 8 kids can actually be financially stable depending on her relationship with the kids' fathers. First and foremost, for every kid that you have, she has 8 kids, 3 baby daddies. So let's just say 2 kids got 3, 1 dad got 2. Okay? That's how we gonna make this math work right here.
Okay.
Technically, by definition, she cannot financially afford each one of them, so she has to be getting some form of assistance. Because she's getting some form of assistance, all 3 baby daddies in some shape or form is paying child support.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, they got
so you're getting child support from each man up to a total of 15% of whatever his total earnings is, because all his kids is by the same woman. So he's pitching over 15% of whatever his pay is, and you're getting this 3 times. Okay? 3 times. Now, mathematically, if you were Scott Steiner, that would somehow equal 45%, but I don't know. That's not how this math gonna go. Let's just say...
My question...
No, hold on. I'm not done yet.
Go ahead.
I'm not done yet. So that's just on the month-to-month basis. Now, of course, she's probably having to work some job because government assistance is not going to let you just be on the assistance without having a job. So she has a job, okay? So she has 4 sources of income every month on top of whatever the government is giving her on top of that. So that's 5 sources of income coming off these 8 kids. Now, tax time rolls around. Hey, baby daddies, I need you to file 3 of these kids. So you have 3 kids she files. Each baby daddy files 2 kids each. Okay? And then those baby daddies, because not thinking, they file this. If they child support wasn't caught up, whatever tax money that they would have gotten back automatically goes to her. So she's getting that tax money, either he gives it to her up front or on the back end. So there's this 1 month, January or February, depending on how long she takes to get, she files, where she's getting anywhere between $15,000 to $30,000 in tax money. Okay.
Are you talking about during? Because you can't. I have to disagree on that, because with the Trump tax cuts, that's not possible, because a lot of people got slighted in regards to getting a huge tax check because he made so many cuts.
Well, taking consideration, you can only file up to 3 kids. So even if you take cuts, there's 4 different people that can file 8 kids. So there's an all-around loophole here to begin with.
Yeah, that's been going on for years.
But what if old boy quit his job because he's like, oh, my child support is eating my check, and I have other kids by somebody else. See, we don't know that. He could have other kids by somebody else. Let's say he lives in a Boston or New York or a Cali. Where you going to live at?
If she filed first, she gets the biggest percentage by definition.
If he quit his check, the government gonna come after that joke.
He gonna get that's that arrears. That's that arrears. So if he does get a regular job, he's gonna come up one way or another. So he's gonna have to work.
And even if he get a job off the books, the way the system is designed now, if you find out a motherfucker address on where he worked, even if he getting off the books, they still come after your ass, because you still got to file taxes. Your employer still have to file taxes on you, even if they paying you off the books. So they'll still come after you for that arrears.
Yep. So either way it goes, she gonna eat. She can eat. She can eat.
Yeah.
She can actually make more money being on the system with these 8 kids than a CEO at a company if she do everything like she's supposed to do.
Right,
and remember,
just know I'm not going to be 9 and 10. So
right. Because you got to also remember, with her being on government assistance, because she's definitely going to be on government assistance in this situation, her financial responsibilities is not going to be that high. She's getting food stamps, probably max. Her housing is going to be cheap, if they can find housing for her.
Shit, her housing gonna be Section 8. Her housing gonna be Section 8.
Right.
So she's gonna be paying
shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be next to nothing, anything.
Right.
Yeah, but this is the thing too. That's all cool and dandy, but we're talking about holistic needs for 8 children and yourself. So she's not gonna have no life. She's gonna be always stressed out. Who's helping all 8 kids with all 8 issues, homework? Let's say they have developmental disabilities, they got IEP, they got social, they got social issues, they got all type of issues. So that's not no life. That's not a quality of life.
Yeah. Well,
that's her life. It ain't mine. So.
It's a catch-22. It's a catch-22, and the reason why I have to say it like that is my uncle, before he passed, the woman that he was with for minimum 10, 15 years. She had 13 kids when they even got together.
Jesus.
What?
None of these kids is his.
It was different back then.
He had 13 kids when he got with her. And they are all perfectly fine. To the best of my knowledge. Let me put it like this.
Right.
But then again, if you met my uncle's also a great dude. He's a great dad. So, he was my father figure until my stepdad.
And life was different back then.
And life was different back then.
Yeah, life was different back then.
I mean, I got 9. I got 9 among all of them. With my mom, it's 9 of them. So that was you know.
Yeah.
But that was a norm back then.
Now, but
that was a norm back then, because they was working in the fields. They was providing for their family. You know what I'm saying? And then you talking about
wait a minute.
How long are you
slavery?
I'm talking about my parents' generation, because my parents are from the South. So, you know what I'm saying? They worked as sharecroppers. Let's keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? They worked as sharecroppers because they have to provide for their families. Hence why school is the way that it is down here in the South because they have to work in the fields, pick cotton, pick soybeans to provide for their family because they was dirt poor. You know what I'm saying? So back then, that's why they had so many kids to provide. But now these kids, they got technology. They all want iPhones. Then they want this this dope like prom send off. So you talking about you gotta pay hella like money. Then if you're gonna go to college, it's a lot of responsibilities. And also too, that's a lot of emotional needs that you have to provide, and that's why you see people all stressed out.
And then a lot of times too, like back in the day, it like that saying, it takes a village to raise a child. Back in the day, like people really lived by that. Like it wasn't just mom and dad raising you. Grandma had a say, grandpa had a say, auntie, uncle, your older brother, your brother that came after the older brother,
the neighbor down the street,
the neighbor down the neighbor down the street that mommy best friends with, and they play bingo, and then your daddy best friend who's your god daddy. Like everybody played a part in raising you. Nowadays, nowadays people don't do that. You know what I'm saying? It's rare now.
That's because nowadays, like they said earlier, mommy is trying to be best friends with her kid. Mommy's still trying to live her life. She's still going to the clubs while the kids are still at home and whatnot because she's still trying to grow up. Like, I don't knock the hustle of teen moms because back in the days when you were a teen mom, you still had a support system.
That's right.
Big Mama wasn't happy that you got pregnant at 16 or 17. Big Mama's not going to let this kid suffer. Nowadays, if you a teen mom, Big Mama kick you out sometimes. But she don't want him to do that. You embarrass me. Or even worse, she had you as a teen.
Yeah.
So she had you when she was 15, 16 years old. Now here you are, 15, 16, having your kid. That means that mama only 32 at the most.
Yeah.
Right.
Taking consideration one who's 30, okay, could be trying to holler at a chick and she a grandma.
Exactly.
Right.
You have that. You have a lot of that.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
that's a fact.
And that's the situation right there. It's like we have to, like, I'm sitting here and it's, to me, it kind of hit home big time with me because my two girls, they're only 4 and 6, so they're babies, and I'm 40. I didn't start having kids till I was like 34, 35 years old. I'm okay with that because I purposefully wanted to live my best life, do some shit, have some fun, make some mistakes, and then get settled down and try to be a family man. Meanwhile, people who I went to high school with, they're sitting here saying, my grandbaby just graduated from high school. Yo, who?
Okay, it ain't just me. It ain't just me then.
No.
Okay. It ain't just you. It ain't just you.
Yo, I went to my class reunion and then everybody was like, yeah, look at pictures of my grandkid. I'm like, what? My daughter graduated from 14, bro.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. And like people our age are excited to be grandparents. They're like, oh, my daughter is like having a baby. I'm excited. And then you see all this lavish baby showers and you're like, yo, like y'all don't want to get married. You don't want to like, find a spouse that's going to help you. Like, why do you want to take all that weight on your own? Then they look at you like, oh, you a hater. I'm not hating. I got a whole husband. Like, trust me, I'm not about to carry that load by myself.
And what it is the generation below us have come so accustomed to seeing mothers handle responsibilities by themselves that the generation is now expecting that that's how things are supposed to go.
Right.
Women of this of the younger generation are literally afraid to get married because they feel my mate is going to cheat on me. Men are cheaters. Men are going to always step out on me because they feel like the sex is the only thing that matters. And believe it or not, the generation, that's all that's on their mind. So the minute that the guys get sick and tired of sleeping with the same girl, because let's be honest, after a while, you ladies don't want to keep doing things that y'all did when y'all was younger. Just like us men don't go as long as we used to when we get older. Not saying that we 3 pumps in a grind, but ain't nobody fucking for 2 hours. Let's be realistic here.
Wait, I was never doing that. I'm never gonna do that. 2 hours? If I'm here for 2 hours, bro, your box trash. I'm keeping up.
It ain't just the actual in and out one. We talking about the whole
right.
We
talking about everything. The foreplay. We talking about everything.
45 minutes at the most.
And okay, that's realistic. That's realistic.
That's realistic, right?
How
like
much,
45.
How much vagina was you really eating if you was there for 2 hours, bro?
But we talking about, but see, Juan, we talking about everything, Juan. We're not just talking about the actual, penetration. We talking about everything. We talking about the foreplay.
First of all,
we talking.
Wait a minute. Foreplay should be all day.
You know what? Get out.
Here we go.
I knew somebody was going to say that.
First of all, I said,
Get out.
No.
We ain't got time for that.
No, seriously,
get out.
I feel like listen to what I'm saying. No, just
wait,
I
want to hear this.
Yeah, let's
I
hear the
really
explanation.
feel like I really feel like foreplay is not just physical touch. I really feel like foreplay is, I feel like it starts in the morning. I feel like it starts with, maybe, you say bye and you get a little forehead kiss, or maybe you send that text message. You can't wait to see you, whatever. I just feel like it's the things that you do throughout the day that leads up to, the actual moment of intimacy. That's my
what y'all gonna do is y'all gonna take that topic right there. Y'all gonna put a little ball and you gonna give it to Drea and Kyle, and that's gonna be their first episode. That's what y'all gonna do.
Okay.
Okay, we can do that.
Because that's definitely something that should be between married couples. Definitely, I don't really know about dating.
We can do that.
I gotta be married to get nude. I gotta be married.
No, that's not what. That's not what I'm saying. No, hold on. Now, first, hold on. No, wait a minute. I didn't say. Now, I did not say that you have to be married to get nude.
No,
I'm just saying.
I'm breaking that.
No. You said that all day foreplay should be something between married couples. We can't all day foreplay if we date and live together.
No. I said that it's definitely. I said it's definitely something that married couple. No, I'm saying it's definitely something that married couples should do. Definitely between married couples. Now, as far as the whole nude situation go, you absolutely have to be careful who you just can't send nudes to anybody that you're dating. So, in my opinion, if I'm dating somebody for we could be dating for 3 months, whatever. My bae friend or whatever that situation was. I wouldn't send him nothing that has my face in it or nothing that would identify me. And I definitely never really got reckless with that, because something should be left for your husband. Something should be left for your wife. So, and I feel relationships. What somebody try to expose you. That's my husband. I'm supposed to send him that, and you know what I mean. But then when it comes from somebody who's not your husband, and it's just somebody that you may have been dating, I definitely don't think that nude should be something that's just freely flowing around. And I don't think that nudes necessarily mean foreplay.
Sending a nude is a direct message. You send me a nude, ain't no other way but to take that you want to get it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you don't have to send a nude in order to be suggestive and to
I agree.
Pique your partner's interest and whatever. No. I just don't think that nudes is something that should be freely out there, because not everybody
can use it against you.
That and and you never know. You might use your phone. First of all, guys are irresponsible. Okay,
and that's a great.
Some guys,
I
fixed it, and I said some guys, because I know we're in the man cave, so we don't want to disrespect the man.
Right.
We're in the cave now.
Some guys don't have, some guys don't have passwords on their phone. They leave their phone.
We call them fools. We call them guys fools. Those are the guys that ain't they not reading the handbook.
Well, some of them are immature and they want to show it to their boys, and they're like, "Oh,
true.
Look at this," and it's like,
okay,
right?
You just said the key word, boys.
Well, that's really
this is the man cave.
I don't know if one man that wants his boys to know what his woman looks like. You know what I mean? Like, of course.
Wait a minute. Let's pause.
That's a boy.
Wait.
Gator is the mayor of Men versus Boys Town. Yeah. Boys do certain things, men do certain things. And see, this is a conversation we had on the Man Cave a couple of months back. The women are in here, fellas. I'm going to say it, fellas. I'm going to say it. Don't stop me. Okay. Ladies, you're in the cave.
Stop.
Brace yourself, ladies. Cal's talking. Brace yourself. Okay. Listen, women, I want to say, we got love for y'all. We got respect for y'all. I want to say it, but I want to say this. A lot of times, ladies, y'all mix up men with boys, and y'all mix, you know what I'm saying? And y'all tend to, like how you just was saying,
we don't mix
and we understand that. No, y'all do. Y'all mix up men with boys. Just because, yo, who left? Who thought they out?
I have to agree with you, because let's be honest, a lot of women don't have healthy relationships with their fathers. A lot of women don't know who their fathers are. Let's say like the parents didn't co-parent. So they don't know what a man looks like, and they get that confused with an immature boy who is in a man's body. You see what I'm saying?
However, we can identify that though.
I'm out.
Sometimes I don't think women can identify that because everybody shows who they are. Like men, I think people show who they are, and boys show their immature side. But I think we did like, oh, he look good. A lot of times we look at the physical attributes. We're like, oh, he look good. Oh, he's 6'5". Oh, he's dark.
Right.
Yeah.
But
when we get in the conversation,
honest. And who was that? Hold on. Who was that? Who was that? That was just
stupid.
Who was that was just talking?
Because we can identify.
That was Lala. All right, because I wanted.
No, that wasn't Lala.
Okay.
Who was that? Who was that was just talking that agreed with me?
Nobody.
Nobody want to agree with you. But
no, somebody agreed with me. Who was that agreed with me?
Who just was talking?
Right. Who's that just agreed with me? What's your name?
Drea.
There we go. Now, see, this is why me and Drea is on the same accord.
No, but wait a minute. I agree. I agree with both of you. But what I'm saying is, I agree with what you're saying. There's a difference between a man and a boy. However, we're not going to sit here and act like we can't recognize a man from a boy. But like she was just saying, okay, out of our own insecurities or our own whatever, we overlook that because he's cute or he's whatever insecurity we have at the moment, whatever void we have that they're feeling at the moment, we're willing to overlook the fact that he's a boy. But don't get it twisted for 1 second. We can definitely identify a grown man behavior versus boy behavior because we can clearly point it out.
But why is that though?
But see, this is the thing. This is the thing. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
This is the thing. I'm not saying that y'all can't always identify it. My words is what I'm saying is there's a more times than y'all may realize. Y'all mix it up. Y'all get the signals crossed. You know what I'm saying? Like men move certain ways, boys move certain ways. There's certain things that boys do that y'all will classify, not all women, but there's women out there that will classify it as, oh, men ain't shit. Oh, see, men is dogs. Oh, see, this is why men, this, that. This is why ain't no good men out there. I can't find a good man. Men always fucking shit up. This is the thing. It's not the men. It's the boys. And it's certain things that classifies boys and certain things that classifies men. For example, I'll give you some examples. A boy doesn't want to give you all his time. A boy will come up with plenty of excuses why he cannot spend time with you because of this, because of that. A boy. That's a boy. That's not a man. A man will adapt and calculate his time accordingly to where he can have his time for his woman, his time for his job, his time for his kids, his time for his passion. That's a man. then a boy.
I don't think that's the difference between a boy and a man. I think that whether you're a boy or a man, it depends on your interest in that person and how you feel about that person.
It does, but a boy will give you excuses and will tell you that he doesn't have time for you because of this, because of that, because of that. We all busy. There's time. People make time for the things they want to make time for. So if a man is into you that much, he's gonna make time for you. If a man is constantly giving you excuses, if he's constantly giving excuses why he can't make time for you, he hasn't evolved to that manhood yet, fully in that area or whatever. So a man is probably always gonna make.
He probably has.
Right. You're right. You're right, and I get what you're saying.
He's not interested.
You're right, and listen, you're right, and I get what you're saying. But it's all about interested in what your intentions are for that person. Because let me tell you something. Mm-hmm. As a driver, I can't tell you how many little 17-year-old boys that I pick up that go get the little girls that they're interested in. They go, I'm driving them. They go pick them up food and they take it to their house, and they spend time with them after basketball practice and whatever the case may be. So it's little 17-year-old boys out here that's giving all of their time outside of their sports and whatever else.
But see, you know. But see,
let me.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Gator.
There's a difference mentally. Because you can be grown, you can be 47 years old and still have the mentality of a boy.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Man, Jacob, don't be telling people your age.
Because I'm just saying, I've seen it myself where there's grown men older than I am, work the same job I'm working, but he can't pay his bills. He's making more money than me. His bills are lower than me. But he's messing his money off. Because his mentality ain't there.
Right.
So to me, the saying of men versus boys is completely different. It has nothing to do with age. It's
mentality.
It's how a person feels. It's how they act. I wrote novels on this.
Definitely mentality.
I wrote novels on this website that's no longer existence, and I'm working with Tone to get these out. That I put out that was the name of my first novel, Men versus Boys. And so many people read that series of novels that I put out, that it was guys sending me emails saying, thanks a lot, my girl just broke up with me. Well, I ain't do that. Oh, she read your novel, bruh. Well, I'm just explaining how I feel about this situation. And apparently, the woman saw... Yo, it's a lot going on that he's talking about right now.
That's right. You fit the bill.
I kid you not. I was getting cussed out on the daily because people were so mad of what I said a boy was versus what a man is.
Right.
I get what y'all saying.
And see, the thing about it is the example that you just gave. That young that he's not a boy. He's a young man. He's a young man because his mental's different. So he's a
boy. It's all about his interest because just like, he might be dedicating all his time and whatever, but just like a boy would do, once he gets what he wants, he might not stick around. You know what I mean? That all might be
true.
But that might be his level of interest. You know what I'm saying?
That might be.
Expect somebody of that age to be a boy. He's doing, what boys do at that age. But I just think that it has to do with, your interest in the person and your intentions with them. But I definitely get what y'all are saying, though.
Right. Because if your
like
interest
I know a 50-year-old man who acts like he's 19.
Right. Because if you're supposed to be a man at that certain age, which like Jacob said, it's not really an age, it's a mentality. But if you're supposed to be a man at that certain age, and like how you said, if your interest as a man is still the interest as a young boy, as the example you gave, then you haven't evolved to your true manhood. You still a boy. You a grown ass boy.
There you go.
Grown ass boy. It's like, so I just say that to say, and I mean, we spoke on the cave a few times. I just feel like a lot of times, and I understand where it comes from, because men, the boys portraying as men has messed up a lot of shit for the real true men. So I definitely understand where it comes from, but because of that, a lot of times men like myself, Jacob, Tone, Fresh, a lot of times we get the backlash, you know what I'm saying, and get mixed up in that because of those guys, you know. So
right.
Yeah. Well, Fresh ain't really trying to love nobody.
Wait, what? Wait a minute.
Get on, Fresh. Get on. You ain't got to say that, man. They in the man.
First of all, have you know it, I am a sensitive male with a lot of love to give.
Hilarious.
Cause at times, I wake up, I'm like, I want to be in love. Then, I read Facebook, I'll be like, this is why I don't fuck with you.
You know?
I can do bad by myself.
It kills you. You so right.
Bad on my... Because, everybody's toxic. And they just... I'm a private person. Who I'm dating is who I'm dating. I don't do shit for show. I don't even change my relationship status on Facebook when I'm dating. It's just... I be chilling. Everybody want to live in the public eye. I don't want to do that. Because when you start putting your business out there, you start giving people the platform to have an opinion. Once you put it out there,
right,
you can't take it back.
Right.
You can't say, no, I was just playing, or, I didn't really mean it. No, you said it because you felt it. If you felt it, then you mean it. So,
right.
I just ain't one for living my life in front. Even with doing this podcast stuff, I am such an introvert. I don't see how I do it because I don't even like people. When we gotta go.
Nobody gonna say nothing.
Everybody got silent.
I know y'all heard.
Everybody. No, you know what happened, Jacob? Everybody started questioning if Fresh liked them. Damn, do he like me? Shit, what the fuck? I thought we was cool.
No, I'm just saying,
I know, Fresh. I know, bro.
No, man, because when you go places, it's awkward. And when it's awkward, it get real awkward. When you don't want to talk to people, but you feel like you're forced to talk to them.
Right.
Mm-mm. Niggas, you don't even fuck with me, shaking your hand. Oh, what up, bro? I see you doing your thing. You don't even listen to my podcast. I know you don't listen. You don't even share a link, and we've been friends on Facebook for 10 years. Shut up. Just, if you're going to say hi, just say hi. What up? What up?
Say hi. Right.
That's cool. Don't congratulate me on nothing that you don't know. Don't be fake. I hate fake people.
Right.
Which is why I stay at home. Oh, that's another reason why I don't date, because everybody's fake. And then they be like, no, you gotta find you a real woman. I'm like, oh, I do. Well, none of them really exist.
Not bad.
Where am I looking in the right places? I don't know.
It's kind of hard to find a real woman when you got hair by the Asians, you got eyebrows, you got fake booties, you got all this other shit. It's like,
in other words, ladies, send all your requests and letters to Tone Deaf Radio. Put Fresh in the subject line. he was just putting that out there just then.
No, I just because it's hard dating. I don't know, maybe because I'm still young.
I made my judgment off of the advice that you give Jacob.
Yeah,
Wait,
you young, Fresh, but you got a lot of knowledge, brother. You got a lot of knowledge.
It's not bad. It's not bad advice though.
No. You that's what I'm saying, you young, but you got a lot of knowledge. You do have a lot of wisdom. And like you said, a lot of your peoples was older than you, so we can hear it when you talk.
I understand Jacob wants to be financially stable or comfortable with his situation before he dates. I feel the same way, which is why I don't approach a lot of women, because I'm like, I don't want you to be in a situation where you feel like because you're doing better than me that you can talk down to me because I'll punch you in your face. I have no problem with beating up a woman, a man, nobody. Like, don't talk to me like I'm stupid.
Wait, pause.
My God.
Damn, Fresh. I got your number.
Like, it's a pet peeve of mine. Like, I hate when people talk down on people. Like, when I see it, it bothers me. Like, so I'm not gonna be the recipient of it.
Yeah.
Like,
but damn.
Like,
okay,
like,
everybody stretch out your arms and give Fresh a big hug.
Word. Bring it in, brother. Bring it in. Bring it in.
I don't need a hug. I just need a woman to.
Fresh, why you pushing everybody off of you?
Hey, Fresh, let me ask you this: Do you believe that you attract what you are? Do you believe that?
No, because I'm not a hoe.
No, but wait a minute. Okay, but hang on a second. Wait a minute. So hold on. First of all, let me rewind.
Hold on, catch that. Hold on, you gotta catch that as he threw it. Right.
so you're saying that you attract hoes, right? But you give Jacob the advice to like just like smash or whatever. But I'm gonna tell you why. Why I said that to you, right? Because I had to I kept saying to myself like, what I must have something written across my forehead. Like, it's got to be something that I'm doing that I'm attracting these crazy whatever psychos. So and it's not that I'm a psycho or anything, but for me, I had to really take a step back, and I had to look and I had to see. For me, I'm an empath, so I take on other people's problems, and I am a my friends always say I have this savior mentality. So I feel like because I have so much love and I feel like my love is genuine and whatever, I always feel like I can love people, not just male companions, but friends, my female friends, whatever, my family members. I always feel like I can love them through whatever it is that they're going through or whatever it is. I feel like I have enough love for the both of us, and I'm going to show you what real love is, and I'm going to help you get over this, not realizing that they have to deal with whatever issues they have on their own. So I tend to attract needy people. I do. So I had to take a step back and I had to say, what is the energy? I'm a strong believer in energy and vibes. So I had to take a step back and say well, what energy am I putting out there? You know what I mean? And the energy that I put out there is that I care too much and you can walk over top of me. Pretty much. Is what I put out there. So that's why I was asking you, do you believe that, you are what you attract, or you attract what you are?
Well, if I attracted what I am, then I will meet somebody who's nice, kind, and loving. But I don't seem to attract that.
Are you nice, kind, and loving, talking about punching women in the face? Fresh?
Because I feel like at this point in my life, I'm running out of love to give people. Because I feel I'm wasting.
But that's because you're giving your love to the wrong people, though.
Well, but see, that's a catch-22, because everybody is saying, well, you're giving your love to the wrong people. Well, goddamn it, who's the right person? Because apparently the people that I feel
the people
right
that you're not attracting.
Not right.
Right.
But see, that question right there, that we gonna take exactly. That sounds like another show. What we gonna do? We gonna take that question and we gonna put that on the next Death Fresh show. We gonna have the ladies come on in and answer that question and do that the Death Fresh way, because obviously Fresh got some things that he needs the ladies to chime in on to help him with, and we know the Death Fresh show will definitely turn that up.
Exactly. Do you have to? What? Go ahead.
If you have single friends who are not hoes,
okay, right there we go.
Because I'm not saying that all women are hoes, because that is not what they are. They just turn out to be hoes.
No, some are not hoes.
I feel like they meet me and they go, oh, he's a good guy, so let me put my whole shit in my back pocket. And then...
Oh shit! Whoa!
That's a new show for real.
Whoa! That is definitely hold up.
Dialogue on another show. But here's my issue with that, right? And this is like the biggest questions that I have for guys, and like maybe this could definitely be like a show, like a battle of the sexes kind of thing, or whatever, just whatever. Yes. But here's my issue, right? Okay, so men that call women hoes and whatever, right? Mm-hmm. It's like you want a chick, you chase after the chicks, and you like the chicks that display whole behavior, right? Mm-hmm. But then you like get into these situationships with these women, right? Or these females, and then you have trust issues. But you have trust issues because you knew that the whole behavior was there from jump. But that's what you are attracted to. That's what attracted you. And then it's like guys, it's like, okay, so you attract women and you give women attention, or females, let me say females. You give females attention that display this whole behavior, but then you want like a wholly sophisticated, never been a hoe, never have any flaws type of woman. But that's not who you attract, and that's not who you throw the fish.
Now, ladies, I'm gonna give you the real on that. I'm gonna answer that, and I'm gonna answer that the man cave way. I'm gonna go in the black book, and I'm gonna answer that for y'all. And after I answer this, what we gonna do? We gonna bring this show to a close, and we gonna continue this. We're gonna have a part 2 of this. We're gonna have a part 2 of this because it's getting real good. The answer to that is men are attractive to that type of behavior to have fun with, to enjoy the thrill, to enjoy what it is at that moment. Men, we love a challenge. We love the thrill of a woman, because naturally as men, we're the aggressor, we're the hunter or whatever, but we also love to be hunted. And we also love the aggression at sometimes as well, that hoish behavior may come across. So we like that for the moment, for the thrill. But no real man wants that as a wife all the time or whatever. You may want your wife to display that at certain times, certain occasions or certain nights, but you don't want that in a wife. So we look for 2 different things. There's a difference in the woman that we're having fun with and enjoying our best life with, as opposed to a woman that we're building a foundation with, having a family with, and building something strong. So this is where it gets crossed, because you have these boys that are not men that cross the signals, cross the paths. No real man is going to cross the paths. These boys cross the paths, and now they fuck it up. And now you got women looking at men cross-sided at, like how you just said, but we didn't fuck that shit up. It's these boys that don't know the difference or care to even know the difference, and they just doing it every which way and making the situation very messy. That's the answer to that. But
I get that. I get that. I get that. But at the same time, then if that was the case, right, then we wouldn't have so many men that are emotionally distraught or damaged behind trusting a hoe.
Well, see, once again, no real man.
That's where a lot of the insecurities come from.
No real man is gonna trust a hoe. You have
this chick that's like a hoe, and a hoe is gonna be a hoe, and they're gonna have hoe behavior, whether you miss the red flags, or whatever the case may be. But then you have men that engage in that hoe behavior, but then they now label now they can't trust any woman, because now they see every woman as a hoe. Like, all the, I see it all the time. Right. They're like, all these chicks are hoes, and whatever. And it's not the case. It's just that's who you involve yourself with.
Right.
And I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. But that's when a man has yet to, just like I said earlier, there's certain situations where women, mix up boys with men. That's when a man has been so involved with these hoes that now he can't even tell the difference between a real woman and a hoe. And now he's labeling every woman as a hoe. And brother, you created this situation because that is what you was attracted to and what you dealt with for so long. And now you labeling every woman that you come across as a hoe. No, every woman is not a hoe. But you've been so endowed with this whole shit for so long, you can't even see the difference between a real woman and a hoe or whatever. So now you just messing around and messing up good women because your ass been in this whole phase for so damn long. You know what I'm saying? So it goes both ways. It goes both ways. It really does. But that is the topic that we're going to continue with for next. We're gonna. Well, you know what? We're not gonna do part 2 next week. We're gonna continue this on this part 2 of this situation because this is real good. I love it, ladies. I'm gonna say this. Not many women, and my cave brothers could vouch me on this. Not many women came in the cave and held their own.
Yeah.
And
Look here. First and
show.
foremost.
And lasted the whole show.
Nigga, first of all, shut up.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
This has been a 2-hour episode because this nigga don't know how to shut up. This is not the show we initially planned on recording.
I can't do it,
It's not the topic that we were. So now I got to go and damn near cut the episode into 2 different parts. Because this nigga right here, not only did he come late, he fucked up the whole show. We was all cool, kosher. We was sipping our tea. We had our pinkies up. And then these New York niggas come in, putting their Timberlands on the coffee table.
Right. And that's what, lady, that's what I bring to the show. I bring the Timberlands. I bring the Hennessy. I bring the weed. You know what I'm saying? I bring it all. Goddamn, we turn up.
No, but real talk, though. I'd like to thank the ladies of the Urban Social Science step into the building. We are definitely glad to have a female presence back on TDR as a whole. Lala, I definitely have to give a shout out to you. You definitely stepped in and have filled the void that has been missing on the breakdown. Jacob cannot do this without you. Don't let him fool you. So thank you for definitely being a part of the family as well, too. For those of you guys who have not paid attention, we do have several shows here on TDR. Of course, we have shows like The Breakdown, The Death Fresh Show, Urban Social Science, as well as other shows like Hopefully Awkward Real Bar Talk, I Don't Know Podcast, and a slew of other things. So make sure you check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, CastBox, or wherever else you listen to your podcast at. Normally, I would let Cal take us out, but he didn't come on time, so he don't get that privilege tonight. So, with that being said, people, thank you for riding with us for 2 whole damn hours. We're going to take a week off because that's too much show for y'all to try to listen to at one time. So, we'll talk to y'all next time, people. We out.